Thinking about a 200 amp panel upgrade for your San Diego home? What if the final bill could be anywhere from $7,000 to over $40,000? Don't panic. For most homeowners, the all-in cost lands around $7,200. So what separates a standard job from one costing as much as a new car? We are about to break down every component, from labor and permits to hidden costs. First, let's build the foundation. What makes up that typical $7,200 price tag? Your biggest single-line item is labor. At $145 an hour for 16 hours, that's about $2,300. Next are materials. The new panel, wiring, and conduit will run you between $1,200 and $1,800. Finally, add $330 for city permits. For overhead service, SDG&E typically doesn't charge for the reconnect. So you have labor, materials, and permits. That's your baseline. But modern codes have made one of those parts more expensive. And while the hands-on work might take a day, the whole process from permit to inspection usually takes 2 to 4 weeks. So why have material costs gone up? It's not the box, it's the breakers inside. Why does a modern breaker now cost up to $100? The answer is safety tech. Arc fault and ground fault circuit interrupters. GFCI prevents shock in wet areas like kitchens. AFCI breakers are smarter. They detect dangerous electrical arcs in walls, a primary fire cause, and cut power before a fire can start. Because they are so effective at preventing fires and electrocution, these breakers are now mandated by code for most home circuits. That $100 price tag isn't just for a switch. It's for a piece of life-saving technology that's required by law in your new panel. Now you understand the baseline and the why behind the costs. Let's find the variables that can add thousands to your bill. First, your home's age. In older areas like North Park or Point Loma, you might have outdated wiring needing a $500 to $2,000 fix. Another common problem: panel location. If it's too close to a gas meter, code requires it to be moved, adding significant expense. And don't forget the finish work. After the new panel is installed, you'll need stucco repair, typically costing $480 to $960. These are the common add-ons. But what takes a project from $9,000 to over $20,000? Recall that $40,000 figure? This is where it originates. Your electrical service type. Underground service changes the entire job. An underground service upgrade requires extensive trenching and new conduits. The price for this alone can jump to $18,000 to $24,000. The absolute most expensive scenario? If that trench must cross a public street, permitting and roadwork can push the total over $40,000. Okay, that's a lot to absorb. With costs this high, is there any good news? Are there ways to save, and why is this upgrade needed? For many, this is not optional. Building an ADU in your backyard? California law almost always requires a 200 amp service upgrade. Even without an ADU, think about the future. EVs, heat pumps, and solar. A 200 amp panel is the backbone of an all-electric home. Here's the great news. California offers powerful incentives for electrification. State and utility rebates can save you $1,000 to $5,500, and the City of San Diego's HEART program can cover up to 100% of project costs for eligible lower-income households. So, how should you view this investment? A 200 amp panel upgrade is a complex project. Your baseline starts around $7,200 for a standard overhead job in San Diego. But your final cost truly depends on your home's condition, your service type, and your future electrification plans. Beyond the cost and future readiness, the primary benefit is safety. Old, overloaded panels are a leading cause of electrical fires. This upgrade is an investment in your property's value, capacity, and most of all, your family's safety. Ready to get a clear picture for your project and find out which rebates you qualify for? Start by con with a vetted San Diego electrician.